If 19th October comes and goes, without either of the two conditions in the 2019 Act having been satisfied, and in the absence of the letter, which the Prime Minister would then be required to send, the petitioners would be entitled to return to court and seek an order ordaining the PM to comply with the terms of the 2019 Act within a prescribed and possibly very short period. It is only once that period has expired, without the order being obtempered, that the court would consider authorising an official to sign the letter which the PM may have failed to do.
The sword of Damocles is over the Prime Minister's head to comply with the Benn Act and not to frustrate the terms of the Benn Act in the meantime. And if he does not comply, then we can come back to court on the 21st to seek the orders. We hope we don't have to. We hope that politics takes its course naturally and that the matter will end with him signing the letter in the event there is no deal or Parliament doesn't approve any deal.
The arguments have been about trust in the Prime Minister. Where is your trust today in Boris Johnson?
He has given his counsel gave statements to the court that he would abide by the Benn Act. The court are giving him time to comply with that, and hopefully he will do exactly that.
The threat is from to him, I suppose, that this court, signed by an individual working for the court, would send a letter to the EU asking for a Brexit extension. The question was asked in court, what would the EU make of a letter from the court? What would Emmanuel Macron make of that? Would it carry any effect, do you think?
I think it would carry effect. I think the EU would accept a letter sent in good faith by a suitable person, as indicated by the court, probably of a higher status than was initially expected. I think the EU would be sensible, pragmatic and wise about accepting that letter.
Do you expect to be back in court on the 21st?
Honestly, I hope not. But if we have to, then we will be. We'll be ready to deal with it in the event that he doesn't comply. And if he doesn't comply, then there will be all sorts of other sanctions, I suspect, from other sources waiting for him.
As a lawyer, Elaine, this is all building up to, I wouldn't call it a courtroom spectacular, but there might be more in here, there might be more in the Supreme Court. The end of this month is there's going to be heavy legal business which may decide the course of Brexit. Would that be the way you see it as a lawyer?
Well, again, I hope not. I hope there is compliance and that we don't need to come back to the court again. You come to the court when something has been done which is unlawful or requires the intervention of the court. It's in the Prime Minister's hands to comply with the Benn Act and prevent us having to come back again.
Of course, the briefings from Downing Street are that they will comply with the Benn Act, but that it has a very narrow interpretation. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think you've heard from many people that it is a very clear act. The obligations are patently obvious, and Number 10 can brief in whatever way they consider appropriate, but the reality is the Act is clear, his obligations are clear, he has said he will comply with it and not seek to frustrate it, and that is hugely important. So I would expect compliance.